Wink News begins with breaking news.
That breaking news is coming from Collier County. A 3,000-acre fire has neighbors on alert. Here's a live look from the South Naples Citrus Grove on Sable Palm Road, where you can see it's been blocked off at this time. The Greater Naples Fire Department says people living near Winding Cypress, Verona Walk, and Sable Palm need to be aware.
And here's a live look at Alligator Alley right now. This is near mile marker 87. Thick smoke from the fires are covering the cameras along I-75, and visibility as you go further in is nearly at zero. A live report from the Fire Watch coming up in a few minutes.
Wink News is following breaking news out of North Fort Myers. 6 brush trucks are battling a fire at this mulch pile. The fire is burning near several warehouses. Heavy smoke can be seen from downtown Fort Myers. This fire is burning at MW Horticulture on East Street, just off of Bayshore Road. Wink News has a crew on the scene and will provide updates as we get them.
But first, a nationwide push for gun control. Thousands of people take to the streets marching for their lives. In Parkland, hundreds fill a park just a few minutes away from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, where a former student gunned down 17 people. In the nation's capital, just as many people fill the streets as survivors of the shooting pled for change.
Today is the beginning of a bright new future for this country. And if you think today is good, just wait for tomorrow. We must protect, educate, and inspire the future.
Survivors of the Parkland shooting began planning today's rally just days after their shooting at their school last month.
People participated in more than 800 March for Our Lives rallies across the country. Each red dot on this map indicates a march. Dozens were held across Florida and right here in Southwest Florida. More than 1,000 people took to the streets of downtown Fort Myers today for one rally. It began at Centennial Park and went through the streets of downtown all the way to the old courthouse. Student speakers and ZombieCon survivors took part in today's rally, urging for gun control reform. 2 Cypress Lake High School 10th graders hope today's march is something that will implement change in the future.
My life comes first, not your guns. I feel like that kids should be able to feel safe in school and not be feared to be shot, because all these shootings have been happening and it's not okay. We want to feel safe and we want to learn.
Students and adults also held a rally of their own today in Punta Gorda. More than 600 people marched from Gilchrist Park to the peak of Gilchrist Bridge. As people held up signs urging gun reform, a few counter demonstrators also held up signs of their own, but students we spoke to say nothing is going to hold them back.
There's always going to be people that don't support you, but you have to just keep going.
I just wanted to show my support of the Second Amendment, and that the actions of a madman shouldn't impede me, a sane person, from being able to exercise it.
A small memorial honored the 17 Parkland shooting victims.
And hundreds also showed up at this morning for a rally in Naples. Wink News reporter Olivia Mancino was there as they marched. She continues our team coverage.
Alyssa Al-Hadaf, age 14, she wanted to be a lawyer.
What do we want? Gun control! When do we want it? Now!
This is so important, the March for Our Lives. We cannot sit on our couches any longer.
A march put together by students in less than a month.
Last night my friend and I actually got together and made these shirts, and I think it's just a powerful statement and basically summarizes what I stand for.
A march to make their voices heard.
Nor shall any state deprive any person of life. So don't forget that.
3,000 plus voices all gathering at Cambie Park in Naples to take part of a historic national event.
Because there's so many marches going around the country, I just knew this was something I wanted to be a part of because it's a big movement and it deserves recognition.
They march for their classmates, their children, and their children's children.
I have grandkids in school that are now practicing for shooters to enter their classroom. Young children, shorter than my waist.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Why should our children die in school? This is ridiculous.
A march they stand tall with, but hope to never have to repeat.
These are young, beautiful lives. We cannot allow this to go on any longer.
In Naples.
And we will now have an 18th ring for all of the innocent lives that have been lost to gun violence over the years.
Olivia Mancino, Wink News Now.
We will now have a moment of silence.
President Donald Trump is at his Mar-a-Lago resort this weekend. In a statement, the president's press secretary said he expressed his delight that the students are exercising their First Amendment rights. In part, the statement said, keeping our children safe is a top priority. And on Friday, the Department of Justice issued the rule to ban bump stocks. Wink News is your source for complete March coverage. You can view a slideshow of marches across Florida right now on the Wink News app.
And now to Fire Watch. At least 8 brush fires currently active across southwest Florida. One of the most active is the 116th Avenue fire burning near US 41 in the Picayune Strand State Forest. The fire is 2,200 acres and only 10% contained.
The fire danger across southwest Florida remains high. Here's a look at the latest fire dangers in our area. The Forest Service says the danger ranges from high to extreme. Wink News has team coverage of the fires. Meteorologist Zach Malak is monitoring the conditions. But we begin with Wink News reporter Nicole Valdez. She's live in Collier County, where crews are telling neighbors to be on high alert. Nicole.
Brittany, that 3,000-acre Greenway fire burning just about a mile away from where we're standing right now. We are on Sable Palm Road, just east of Collier Boulevard, and it was really pushing a lot of smoke and even ash onto the area of the citrus grove where we are standing right now. One deputy even telling us just driving about a half mile down this road, you could start to see those flames. Now, 3 communities, as you mentioned, are on high alert right now. Verona Walk, Winding Cypress, and Sable Palm. All of those to the west of the fire that is currently burning right now. They're being asked to monitor these conditions as that fire continues to grow. And we've been watching as fire crews have been rushing down this road to try and keep those flames back where they are and hopefully keep it away from those communities. Right now, of course, you can see the road behind me is shut down, but people who live nearby this area are worried the wind direction could shift, and that could pose an even bigger threat to those in this area, sending both smoke and flames near those communities just off Collier Boulevard.
Yeah, I'm sure I'd be worried looking at your back door and seeing this. You know, what else? You know, would you be comfortable sleeping at night? Would you be worried about it? Yeah, I would.
Oh yeah, it's frightening. I mean, you look at that and you know, it looks like one big dark cloud coming over here with smoke and the fire and everything. And you know, there's a lot of fire out there.
And others on high alert tonight, the South Naples Citrus Grove. You can see behind me that fire inching closer and closer. They do tell me they do have tractors filled with water ready to fight the flames if they do start to threaten their orange groves out here. And of course, they're going to continue to monitor the situation. For now, we're live in Collier County. I'm Nicole Valdez, Wink News now.
Nicole, thanks. More news from the Fire Watch now. The West Boundary fire burning east of the Old Henry Correctional Institute is now 50% contained at 1,500 acres. Fire crews say the fire has jumped containment lines in 2 spots.
And back in Collier County, the Flag Pond fire burning in the Picayune Strand State Forest is 90% contained at 2,600 acres. Crews plan on putting out any hot spots today and entering the mop-up phase.
And as we continue our look towards the fire threat across our area, notice the Skycam view, the village on Venetian Bay showing the smoke in the air. And in fact, all rising from the Greenway fire, now seeing it move off towards the southeast and southwest. Across Marco Island, even much of Naples seeing this cloud covering the sky thanks to all of this smoke. At the surface, though, the surface breeze is actually blowing a lot of that smoke to the northeast. Notice right now, even through 7:30, we'll have that southwest breeze blowing that smoke over and across I-75. So if you plan to do any traveling to Miami tonight, you may notice that there will be some reduced visibility just east of Collier Boulevard 951. Again, all these fires are burning east of 951 as well as north of US 41. As we head throughout the night, notice wind speeds will begin to decrease. We'll see them less than 5 miles per hour. That will be a good and decent wind speed to hopefully maintain and even control a few of these fires. But that east to west breeze, not good because it can actually cause a few of these fires to build on that western side. That means they may put you in threat in a few of those nearby communities. In fact, Verona Walk as well as Winding Cypress on that western side of all these fires. So you will need to monitor the conditions of these fires over the next few days or so. Week News has all the details on our Week News app. And in terms of the rest of us, we've had a pretty sunny day. Our full forecast is coming out.
Well, Zach, thank you. You can track the latest fire conditions as they change and get the most up-to-date information anytime on the Week News app.
Willing to help, former President Jimmy Carter says that he's being kept updated on the situation with North Korea by the Trump administration. In an interview set to air on CBS Sunday Morning tomorrow, the former president said he has offered to travel to North Korea on the Trump administration's behalf. Some more news now from the Trump presidency. President Trump is in Florida after signing a budget bill he threatened to veto. The spending bill fell short of the president's $18 billion request for his border wall. He also noted that the more than 2,200-page bill was sent to the White House for his signature just hours before the shutdown deadline.
I say to Congress, I will never sign another bill like this again. I'm not going to do it again. Nobody read it. It's only hours old.
The president ignored the fact that White House aides and Republican congressional leaders led the negotiations on the bill. The few lawmakers remaining on Capitol Hill before the start of a 2-week recess reacted to the president's veto threat with surprise.
And new right now, 8 businesses robbed in 26 minutes. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office says 2 people robbed the businesses early this Thursday morning. All of them were within a few miles of each other. These are images from security cameras of the suspects.
Returning to normal after a deadly collapse.
Next on Wink News, plans to reopen the road that a pedestrian bridge collapsed onto are in the works. What's being discussed after the break.
Plus, going out of business and marking down prices. Tonight, when you can expect the best deals at Toys R Us.
And Week News staying on top of fire watch. Thick smoke billows near Interstate 75 as several fires burn across southwest Florida. This is a live look at the alley near mile marker 87, and this camera is not broken. That is smoke covering the road, making visibility there 0. You can see, take a look closely, you can see the headlights from the cars and the traffic there. You see traffic flowing pretty good there, though. And we have calls into FHP to find out if this is causing any problems.
All over the area, though, we see temperatures in the upper 70s, lower 80s. Details on your evening forecast just ahead.
Wink News, now back with breaking news.
Wink News is following breaking news out of North Fort Myers. 6 brush trucks are battling a fire at this mulch pile right now. Take a look. This is a live look at the fire burning near several warehouses just off of I-75 and even very close to the interstate right there. You can see the flames. Wink News reporter Chris Grisby is on the scene right now. Let's send it out to him. Chris, what can you tell us?
Yeah, right now, as you're looking at that FDOT pictures, you can see southbound traffic of I-75 as it's approaching towards Fort Myers. You can see that heavy smoke and those flames shooting just yards away from the interstate right now. I'm on the ground at MW Horticulture, where there's actually an active presence of firefighters trying to battle this blaze. Behind this warehouse, there's actually mulch burning. It's from the looks of it, I'm standing about 50 yards away. There seems to be piles of mulch burning into that conservation area. Right now, the Florida Forest Service is battling this fire along with Bayshore Fire Department and the Alba Fire Department and the North Fort Myers Fire Department right now. I am just 20 yards away from their command post as they're getting ready to actually come up with a game plan as how they're going to fight this fire and keep it from getting onto the interstate as well as these nearby businesses. Right now, it looks like there's no injuries from where I'm standing, but Lee County EMS Medical Services is here on scene just in case any of the firefighters do become overheated. As soon as we get more information as to what might have caused this fire, we'll be bringing that to you. I'm going to send it back to you, Brittany.
Okay, Chris Grisby live at the scene over the phone for us now. And just to recap, 6 brush trucks battling that fire at the mulch pile right now on I-75 North. You can see the flames and the smoke just yards away from cars passing on the interstate. We'll continue to keep you updated on this fire as crews continue battling it.
And new information, the road where a pedestrian bridge collapsed killing 6 could reopen as soon as tonight. The Florida Highway Patrol says the removal of the bridge debris has wrapped up and crews are working to scrub the asphalt and fix any road damage. 6 people were killed when the bridge under construction collapsed more than a week ago. And huge sales across the country. Toy chain Toys R Us will soon shut its doors forever, but before going out of business, they have a huge one big sale. Now, there are a few rules when it comes to this final sale. One is that they're no longer accepting personal checks to buy items, and number 2, there is no return policy.
Hello everyone and happy Saturday. I hope you've had a great day today. Notice Fisherman's Village, not a cloud in the sky.
Wink News is following breaking news out of North Fort Myers. You're looking live at Interstate 75 near mile marker 144. We've just learned that this fire could jump the interstate and could result in a closure. Large flames are shooting from that massive mulch pile right now. And this fire is burning at MW Horticulture on East Street, just off of Bayshore Road. It's unclear how it all started, but the fire chief says it's likely to burn for weeks. Wink News has a crew on the scene and will provide updates as soon as we get them.
And here's a live look at Alligator Alley right now. This is mile marker 87. Thick smoke from the fires there are covering the cameras along I-75. You can see visibility is near zero as you head further south for those travelers there. We have calls into FHP to determine if there's this is causing any problems for those driving down there. We can get you an updated information on the Wink News app, so make sure you download that.
Yeah, it's been crazy out there. Let's get a final look at weather.
Yeah, luckily more moisture comes back in the air tomorrow, allowing morning temperatures to be slightly warmer. Lesser fire danger threats coming up as well.
We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock. Join us.